The first game of lawn tennis, at least in public, was played on Wednesday, 6 May 1874, not in Wimbledon, but in Knightsbridge, in the land between Lennox Gardens Mews, Hans Place and Cadogan Square. Today it is one of the most expensive slabs of real estate in the world, but then it was a cricket ground, surrounded by tall trees and owned by the Prince's Club, one of Victorian London's most popular sporting clubs. To mark the start of the cricket season, a demonstration of the new game of lawn tennis was arranged. It was organised by its inventor, Walter Wingfield, a country gentleman originally from North Wales, who had recently retired from the army with the rank of major. There had been much interest in Major Wingfield's game since he had begun promoting it 2 months earlier. On the Monday before its Prince's Club debut, the Morning Post urged readers to go along and catch this clever adaptation of tennis to the exigencies of an ordinary lawn, which would undoubtedly become a national pastime. The paper's enthusiasm may well have been influenced by the adverts Wingfield placed in their columns, but it was shared by other publications of the time as their editors looked for something that might replace croquet and rinking, two popular pastimes of the previous decade which had unaccountably fallen out of fashion. On the morning of the demonstration, Wingfield ensured that a court, 60 feet long and 30 feet wide, was marked out in the shape of an hourglass on one corner of the cricket ground. A net was erected 4 feet 8 inches in the centre and 5 feet high at the posts, and everything was ready for a game of doubles. Wingfield was joined on court by his close friend Clement Scott, theatre critic of the Daily Telegraph, Captain Alfred Thompson, and a cricket player called Lubbock. What they wore is not recorded, but it is likely to have been the clothes of the Victorian sportsman, +4s, long-sleeved T-shirt and cricketing cap. In front of an audience of Morning Post subscribers, amused bystanders and sceptical cricketers, the match began. Wingfield's lawn tennis turned out to be a deceptively simple game. All the players were required to do was to hit a soft rubber ball with a wooden racket backwards and forwards over the net, making sure the ball stayed in court. As anyone who has ever played tennis can testify, however, this is by no means as easy as it sounds. One can imagine the frustration of the 4 players that morning as they slowly realised this new pastime was a little more difficult than they had thought. Many of their balls would have hit the net or sailed out to the jeers of the watching cricketers, who were convinced the game would never catch on. The cricketers were wrong. Within a year, lawn tennis had spread all over Britain, and within a couple of years across the world, as it evolved into the sport we know today as simply tennis.